Hello, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Dr. John, and I'm here today to talk about something I see all the time in my practice as a family physician: napping during the day. Particularly as we age, and the potential negative effects it can have on your health. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, Dr. John. Napping is harmless, right? Well, while a short nap here and there isn't a problem for most people, for many older adults, those long naps in the middle of the day can actually cause more harm than good. Let me explain why. As we get older, sleep naturally changes. A lot of people in my practice tell me that they find themselves more tired during the day. So they take naps, sometimes longer ones, often multiple times throughout the day. But did you know that this habit could be contributing to a whole bunch of health issues? In today's video, I'm going to break down exactly how these naps are affecting your heart, brain, and overall health. I'll also share a few real-life stories from my patients who've made some adjustments to their napping habits and seen incredible improvements in their well-being. And by the end of the video, you'll know exactly how to break the nap cycle, improve your sleep quality, and boost your overall health. So, grab your coffee or tea, get comfortable, and let's dive in. How napping affects your heart health. Real-life story. Margaret's struggle with high blood pressure. Let me start with the story of Margaret. She's 72 years old and in great shape for her age. Margaret's always been active, walking her dog every day and eating well. But after retiring a few years ago, Margaret started taking naps, long ones, usually 1.5 to 2 hours in the afternoon. At first, she thought nothing of it. After all, naps were supposed to be rejuvenating, right? But recently, Margaret started feeling more fatigued during the day and was even struggling with her blood pressure. We did some routine blood pressure checks, and sure enough, it was higher than it should be for someone in her age group. After some discussion, I realized that her naps could be contributing to the problem. So, why does this happen? Well, it turns out that our internal body clock, called the circadian rhythm, plays a huge role in regulating not just when we sleep but also how our body functions, including heart health. When we nap for long periods during the day, we throw off that rhythm. This can cause an increase in blood pressure and a higher risk of heart disease. Real-life story. Margaret's struggle with high blood pressure. Let me start with the story of Margaret. She's 72 years old, and if you saw her, you'd think she's much younger. Margaret has always been active. She walks her dog every morning, keeps a garden, and eats a balanced diet. She's the picture of health in many ways. But after she retired a few years ago, Margaret started to notice something a little strange. Her afternoon naps, once just a brief 20-minute rest to recharge, began to stretch out longer and longer, sometimes to 1.5 or even 2 hours. At first, Margaret didn't think much of it. After all, a nap is supposed to be rejuvenating, right? But after a few months of napping regularly, she started to feel more tired in the afternoons than before, and she was experiencing chronic fatigue. It wasn't just the naps that were concerning her, it was also something that seemed to pop up out of nowhere: her blood pressure. For the first time in years, her blood pressure was higher than it should be for someone her age. She mentioned this to me during a routine checkup. Naturally, we ran some tests and checked her vital signs regularly. Her blood pressure readings were consistently elevated. I could tell she wasn't the kind of person who ignored her health. So I knew there had to be an underlying cause we hadn't yet pinpointed. After a deep dive into her lifestyle and daily routine, it became clear that her long naps could very well be playing a significant role. Why does napping affect blood pressure? So, why does this happen? Here's where things get a little more interesting. Our bodies are naturally regulated by an internal clock known as the circadian rhythm. This clock controls when we feel awake, when we feel sleepy, and when our bodies are most prepared to do certain things, like eat, exercise, or even sleep. When we nap for extended periods during the day, it can throw off the balance of our circadian rhythm. This can lead to disruptions in how our body processes important functions, like regulating blood pressure and heart health. Think about it. Your body expects you to be alert and active during the daytime. But when you nap for long periods, you confuse your body's natural rhythm. This can actually lead to increased blood pressure. Here's how. Disruption of the sleep-wake cycle. When you nap for more than an hour or so during the day, especially if it's later in the afternoon, you end up pushing back the timing of your night sleep. That disrupts your body's natural process of winding down for the night, which is when your heart rate and blood pressure naturally decrease. Increased stress response. Long naps can trigger a stress response in your body. Essentially, when you nap too much, your body may become confused and enter a state of alert, mimicking the same kind of response it would have during a stressful situation. This can cause your blood pressure to spike. Inactivity. Longer naps often happen when we're feeling sluggish and inactive. Sitting or lying down for extended periods without physical activity can actually cause your circulation to slow down and lead to higher blood pressure over time. Plus, a lack of daytime activity means your cardiovascular system doesn't get the chance to exercise, as it would if you were up and moving around. What research says about napping and heart health? Interestingly, studies have shown that long naps can be linked to higher risks of cardiovascular disease. According to a study published by the American Heart Association, people who take longer naps, typically over 90 minutes, are at an increased risk for heart disease and stroke. These studies suggest that napping too much during the day can upset the natural balance of our heart and blood pressure regulation, making us more susceptible to long-term health complications. It's important to note that this doesn't mean naps themselves are bad. A short, 20-minute nap can actually be incredibly refreshing and beneficial, especially if you didn't sleep well the night before. But those longer naps? They're a different story, especially for older adults. Margaret's solution. How she got her blood pressure back on track. Once we understood how her long afternoon naps might be contributing to her high blood pressure, Margaret and I made a few adjustments. We discussed reducing the length of her naps to a maximum of 20 minutes. That short burst of sleep wouldn't interfere with her circadian rhythm or her nighttime sleep, and it would still give her the energy boost she was craving. We also talked about other habits that could improve her overall health, such as staying active in the afternoons, walking her dog, stretching, and engaging in light physical activities instead of lying down. She also made sure to maintain a consistent bedtime routine so her body could wind down properly each night, which helped her avoid the need for those long naps. After making these changes, Margaret started seeing a noticeable improvement in her blood pressure. She felt less fatigued, more alert, and, most importantly, her blood pressure readings came down to a healthier level. What you can do to protect your heart. If you find yourself napping for long periods during the day, here are a few tips to protect your heart and overall health. Limit naps to 20 minutes. Short naps are the best way to refresh without throwing off your circadian rhythm or your blood pressure. It'll give you the boost you need without the negative effects of a long nap. Stay active. Physical activity is one of the best ways to manage blood pressure. Try to incorporate some movement into your day, whether it's a walk, stretching, or light exercises. Prioritize nighttime sleep. Ensure that you're getting enough quality sleep at night. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night to allow your body to properly reset. Establish a sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day can help regulate your body's internal clock, making it easier to get good quality sleep and avoid the need for long naps. By adjusting Margaret's napping habits and focusing on consistent sleep patterns, she was able to manage her blood pressure more effectively and avoid the long-term health risks associated with prolonged daytime naps. If you're someone who struggles with high blood pressure or is worried about heart health, these simple changes might make a big difference in your quality of life. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be happy to help. Remember, your heart health is too important to ignore, so take those small steps today for a healthier tomorrow. Why do older adults nap so much? Understanding the causes. As we age, we naturally experience changes in our sleep patterns and energy levels. It's common for older adults to find themselves needing more rest than they did when they were younger. And for many, this leads to daytime naps. But why does this happen? Why is it that, as we grow older, naps seem to become a regular part of daily life? There are several reasons why older adults tend to nap more often than younger individuals. Let's break them down. 1. Poor sleep quality at night. One of the most common reasons older adults nap more frequently is the decrease in sleep quality at night. As we age, our bodies produce less melatonin, the hormone responsible for regulating our sleep-wake cycle. Melatonin helps signal to the body that it's time to sleep. But as we get older, the production of this hormone decreases. making it harder for us to fall asleep and stay asleep. Because of this, many older adults experience disruptions in their sleep, such as frequent waking during the night or difficulty staying asleep. As a result, they may feel groggy or tired during the day, leading to the desire to nap. These naps, however, can sometimes become a catch-22. Napping during the day can further disrupt the circadian rhythm, making it harder to fall asleep at night and perpetuating the cycle of poor sleep. 2. Chronic pain or health conditions. Chronic pain and certain health conditions are also significant contributors to daytime sleepiness in older adults. Conditions like arthritis, sleep apnea, and diabetes are common in older age, and they can interfere with restful sleep. Arthritis pain. Many older adults suffer from joint pain, which can make it difficult to get comfortable enough to sleep through the night. The constant discomfort can lead to restless sleep and frequent wake-ups. Sleep apnea. This condition, which causes people to briefly stop breathing during sleep, can result in fragmented, poor quality sleep, even though someone with sleep apnea might be in bed for 7 to 8 hours. They may not actually be getting restorative sleep, leaving them feeling tired throughout the day. Diabetes and other chronic illnesses. Conditions like diabetes can cause fluctuations in blood sugar levels that might lead to feelings of fatigue. In turn, this fatigue makes the need for a nap even more urgent. When older adults experience these health challenges, they often compensate by napping during the day to make up for the poor quality sleep they get at night. Unfortunately, as with other causes, this can result in a cycle where the naps disrupt their sleep-wake cycle, worsening the problem. 3. Boredom or depression. As people age, they may also experience changes in their social lives and daily routines. For some older adults, boredom or feelings of isolation contribute to daytime napping. Without a full schedule or engaging activities, they may feel like taking a nap is the only way to pass the time. Additionally, depression, which is not uncommon in older adults, can make people feel exhausted, lethargic, and unmotivated to engage in stimulating activities. This emotional and mental exhaustion often leads to the need for extra rest during the day. Napping can also be a way for some people to escape from feelings of loneliness or the challenges of dealing with aging. While naps can be comforting, they don't address the underlying emotional or social causes of fatigue. And that's why it's so important to pay attention to both mental and physical health when considering why someone is napping frequently. Real-life story. Jim's health struggles. Now, let me tell you about Jim, a 74-year-old patient of mine who had been struggling with frequent daytime naps. Jim had a history of arthritis and had been diagnosed with sleep apnea a few years back. His nights were often restless due to the pain in his joints, and the sleep apnea episodes left him waking up multiple times throughout the night, struggling to catch his breath. As a result, Jim started taking naps in the afternoon, thinking it would help him catch up on sleep. But after we talked, I realized that Jim's naps weren't helping him feel more rested, quite the opposite. Actually, by napping for long stretches during the day, his circadian rhythm was being disrupted, and he was finding it even harder to get good quality sleep at night. This cycle was affecting not only his energy levels but also his overall quality of life. We worked together to address the root causes of his fatigue. First, we adjusted his treatment plan for arthritis by incorporating a combination of physical therapy and pain management strategies. Jim's joint pain became more manageable, allowing him to sleep more soundly at night. We also got his sleep apnea under control by adjusting his CPAP machine settings and making sure he was using it correctly. With these changes, Jim's need for naps decreased significantly. He no longer relied on long naps to get through the day, and his energy levels improved dramatically. In addition to managing his health conditions, I encouraged Jim to stay active during the day. Whether it was a short walk or light stretching, keeping his body moving helped him feel more awake and energized. He also found that engaging in hobbies and spending time with friends and family lifted his spirits and made him less likely to nap out of boredom or sadness. What can you do? If you're an older adult, or you have a loved one who's in that age group, and you find that naps are becoming a regular part of your day, here are some practical tips to help you manage them. Address underlying health conditions. Make sure any chronic conditions, like arthritis, sleep apnea, or diabetes, are properly managed. Work with your healthcare provider to develop a treatment plan that helps alleviate pain and improve sleep quality. Limit daytime naps. While naps can be refreshing, try to limit them to 20 to 30 minutes. This short duration is enough to provide a boost of energy without interfering with your circadian rhythm. Stay physically active. Regular physical activity during the day can help improve your sleep at night and reduce the need for daytime naps. Try to incorporate movement into your daily routine, whether it's through walking, stretching, or engaging in other light exercises. Engage in social activities. Boredom and loneliness can contribute to excessive napping. So make an effort to stay socially connected. Participate in hobbies, join a club, or spend time with family and friends to keep your mind active and engaged. Create a sleep schedule. Maintaining a consistent sleep-wake schedule can help regulate your circadian rhythm. Go to bed and wake up at the same time each day to train your body to feel sleepy at the appropriate times. By addressing the root causes of excessive napping, whether it's health conditions, boredom, or sleep disturbances, you can improve your overall well-being and sleep quality. If you or someone you know is struggling with frequent daytime naps, I encourage you to take a closer look at the bigger picture and make adjustments that support your long-term health. Let me know if you have any questions or if you'd like more information about managing sleep and napping. I'm here to help. How to adjust your sleep habits for better health. We've talked a lot about how napping, especially long naps, can interfere with your heart health, sleep quality, and overall well-being. So, what can we do about it? How can we adjust our sleep habits to ensure we're getting the rest we need without throwing off our circadian rhythm or making ourselves feel worse? Here are some simple yet effective strategies for improving your sleep habits. Backed by real-life stories and expert tips. 1. Shorten your naps. If you're finding that you need to nap during the day, it's important to keep them short. A long nap, over 30 minutes, can make it harder for you to fall asleep at night and disrupt your sleep cycle. Instead, try limiting your naps to 20 minutes. A 20-minute nap is just enough to give you a quick energy boost and help you feel more alert, without interfering with your ability to fall asleep at night. These quick naps are known as power naps, and they're perfect for recharging during the day. You'll feel more refreshed and be able to power through the rest of your day without feeling groggy or sluggish afterward. This works because it prevents you from entering the deeper stages of sleep, where your body's internal clock gets disturbed. If you're someone who naps frequently, try setting a timer or using a nap app to help you stick to that 20-minute rule. 2. Create a calming bedtime routine. Having a calming bedtime routine is one of the most effective ways to improve your sleep quality, especially if you're struggling with insomnia or poor sleep. When we establish a consistent routine before bed, we signal to our brain that it's time to wind down and prepare for sleep. This can help lower your stress levels and set the stage for a peaceful, restful night. Here are a few ideas for a relaxing bedtime routine. Reading a book. Choose something light and enjoyable. Avoid reading anything too stimulating or stressful. This is not the time for catching up on work emails or reading the news. Drinking herbal tea. Certain teas, like chamomile or lavender, have natural calming properties that can help ease anxiety and promote relaxation. Make it a ritual to sip on a warm cup of tea about 30 minutes before bed. Light stretching or yoga. Gentle stretches or a short yoga session can help release physical tension in your body and prepare your muscles for rest. Focus on deep breathing to calm your mind as well. Avoiding screens. Try to avoid phones, tablets, and computers an hour before bed. The blue light from screens can interfere with the production of melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep. The key is consistency. Having a routine that you follow each night helps condition your body to recognize when it's time to rest. Over time, your body will learn to wind down and prepare for sleep more easily. 3. Stay active during the day. Physical activity is not only good for your overall health but also plays a critical role in helping you sleep better at night. When you stay active during the day, your body naturally becomes more tired and ready for rest when nighttime comes around. Exercise can also help reduce stress and anxiety, which are common culprits of poor sleep. If you're someone who has a sedentary lifestyle or who struggles to stay active, start by incorporating simple activities like taking short walks throughout the day, doing light stretches or yoga, gardening, if that's something you enjoy, engaging in hobbies that get you moving, dancing, cleaning, cooking, The key is to stay active during the day so that your body can use that energy and naturally fall into a deep, restful sleep at night. But remember, try to avoid vigorous exercise too close to bedtime, as it might make it harder for you to wind down. Real life story. Marlene's new routine. Now, let me tell you about Marlene, who's 70 years old. Marlene had always been a bit of a napper. She'd find herself taking long naps in the afternoon, sometimes up to an hour or two, to make up for the sleep she lost at night. Over time, though, she started feeling more tired. Even after napping, her nighttime sleep was also becoming more restless. We had a conversation about her sleep habits, and she agreed to try something new. Here's what we worked on together. Cutting back on naps. Marlene started limiting her naps to 20 minutes. Initially, it was a little challenging for her, as she was used to the longer naps, but she quickly found that short power naps gave her just enough energy boost to get through the afternoon without disrupting her nighttime sleep. Developing a bedtime routine. Marlene began incorporating light stretching and reading into her pre-bedtime routine. She would do some gentle stretches around 9 p.m., then curl up with a good book. And by 10 p.m., she was ready for sleep. She found that the quiet time helped her relax, both physically and mentally. Staying active. During the day, Marlene made an effort to stay active. She took walks around the neighborhood, did some gardening, and even joined a community fitness class. This increased activity helped her feel more tired at night and improved her overall mood. The result? After just a few weeks of following her new routine, Marlene noticed a significant improvement in her sleep quality. She no longer woke up in the middle of the night or felt groggy during the day. She had more energy, and her naps became less of a necessity. In fact, she only took naps on days when she truly felt she needed them. Marlene's new routine gave her more control over her sleep habits, and she was sleeping more soundly than she had in years. Plus, she felt more energized and engaged in her daily life. Final tips for better sleep habits. Set a consistent sleep schedule. Try going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This helps regulate your body's internal clock and improves sleep quality over time. Avoid caffeine and heavy meals late in the day. Caffeine and large meals can make it harder for your body to wind down. Try to avoid them at least 4 to 6 hours before bedtime. Create a comfortable sleep environment. Make sure your bedroom is cool, dark, and quiet. Consider using blackout curtains or a white noise machine to eliminate distractions. By making small changes to your daily routine and sleep habits, you can improve your sleep quality, feel more energized during the day, and avoid relying on long naps that disrupt your sleep cycle. I hope these tips help you get a better night's sleep and feel more rested throughout the day. If you have any questions or need further advice, don't hesitate to reach out. Your sleep health is just as important as your physical health. And with a few adjustments, you can improve both. How to sleep well at night. Getting a good night's sleep is crucial for overall health, especially as we age. If you've been struggling with sleepless nights, there are a few strategies that can help you improve your sleep quality. Here are some tips to make sure you're getting the best rest possible. 1. Make your bedroom sleep-friendly. Your sleep environment plays a huge role in how well you rest at night. A calm, comfortable, and dark room helps your body relax and signals that it's time for sleep. Cool, dark, and quiet. The ideal sleep environment is cool, around 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 19 degrees Celsius, to help your body cool down and prepare for rest. Darkness also signals to your brain that it's time to sleep. Consider using blackout curtains if street lights or early morning sun are a problem. White noise. If you live in a noisy area or have trouble falling asleep because of outside sounds, a white noise machine can be a game changer. It creates a consistent, soothing sound that drowns out distracting noises, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. 2. Watch what you eat. What you consume before bed can have a major impact on your sleep quality. Avoid caffeine. Caffeine is a stimulant that can interfere with your ability to fall asleep, even if you consume it hours before bedtime. Avoid coffee, tea, and caffeinated sodas in the afternoon and evening. Steer clear of large meals. Eating a large, heavy meal right before bed can cause discomfort and indigestion, making it harder to sleep. Try to eat dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before going to bed. And keep meals light and easy to digest. Limit alcohol. While alcohol might help you fall asleep faster, it can actually disrupt your sleep cycle later in the night. It can reduce the amount of REM sleep, the restorative stage of sleep, you get, leaving you feeling groggy in the morning. Try to avoid alcohol before bed or limit your intake. 3. Stick to a consistent schedule. Your body has an internal clock, called the circadian rhythm, which regulates your sleep-wake cycle. By sticking to a regular sleep schedule, you can help keep your circadian rhythm in sync, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up feeling refreshed. Same bedtime and wake-up time. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This consistency helps your body know when to wind down at night and when to start the day in the morning. Over time, your body will get used to this rhythm and falling asleep and waking up will feel more natural. Fred's success story. Let me share a story about Fred, a 68-year-old man who struggled with getting a restful night's sleep. Fred had a habit of drinking alcohol in the evenings, thinking it would help him fall asleep. However, he found that while it made him drowsy, it also disrupted his sleep later in the night. He woke up feeling groggy and didn't feel rested. After we discussed his sleep habits, Fred decided to make some changes. Cutting out alcohol. Fred stopped drinking alcohol in the evening. While it was a bit challenging at first, he soon noticed that without the alcohol, he was able to fall asleep more easily and stay asleep longer. Consistent bedtime. Fred started going to bed at the same time every night and waking up at the same time each morning. At first, it was tough, but over time, his body adjusted, and he started waking up feeling more refreshed and energized. The results were incredible. Fred noticed that not only was he sleeping better, but he also didn't feel the need to take long naps during the day anymore. He felt more alert and had more energy throughout his day. His improved sleep quality also helped with his mood and overall well-being. Fred's story is a great example of how simple adjustments to your routine, like cutting out alcohol and sticking to a regular sleep schedule, can make a huge difference in how well you sleep. Final thoughts. If you're having trouble sleeping, consider trying out these strategies to improve your sleep quality. Optimize your sleep environment by making your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Be mindful of what you eat and drink before bed. Avoid caffeine, heavy meals, and alcohol. Stick to a consistent sleep schedule, and try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. Improving your sleep habits might take some time, but it's worth the effort. By creating a bedtime routine and making a few changes to your lifestyle, you can enjoy better rest, more energy during the day, and improved overall health. Let Fred's success story inspire you to take control of your sleep habits. And remember, better sleep leads to a better life. The power of better sleep. To sum it all up, excessive daytime napping can cause a host of health problems, especially if it interferes with your nighttime sleep. By making a few simple changes, like cutting back on nap time, sticking to a consistent bedtime routine, staying active, and creating a sleep-friendly environment, you can improve both the quality and quantity of your sleep. By prioritizing good sleep habits, you'll improve your heart health, brain function, and overall quality of life. It's never too late to make these changes, and you'll feel the benefits almost immediately. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more health tips. Sweet dreams, and here's to better sleep.